Hi Sagittarius, welcome back to my channel Tarot Z. I am Z and I'm going to be doing your tarot reading, finding out what the messages are that come up with the cards coming up for you in this reading today. So let's begin. Let's find out what messages come through. And thank you so much for joining and for being here for the reading today. So the first card that we have is the Hierophant. And with this card, we do have Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus. We have the Four of Cups that's shown up in the reverse. And we have the Three of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Star card. So the Star card, we do have some Aquarius energy. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. So this Star card showing up at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like with this card it is showing a sense of distance right now. I do feel like when it comes to a sense of distance, it's felt on an emotional level especially, and I feel like it could also be evoking some feelings of missing someone or longing for someone. And I do feel like with the Star card, this is an energy of also expectancy of renewal within a connection. I do feel like there's also this desire to be able to have an experience of being able to renew some part of this connection. So I do feel like with the Star card showing up at the bottom of the deck, there is a very strong sense of feeling very deeply moved by the connection, but I feel like there's a distance when it comes to being able to put that out there and let that be something that is reached. So I do feel like with the Star card as well, this is a card about renewal, and I feel like there's a desire and even a sense of missing you. But with the Hierophant showing up over here, I do feel like this is an energy of someone who's in a space where they are more so open to the idea of being able to have something that is going to be much more traditional as far as the commitment within a connection. I feel like this is an energy of them being more open to entering into a more committed energy or space within a connection. I do feel like with the Star card showing up over here that there could even be some distance. I feel like with that Hierophant, there's a more intentional approach when it comes to tackling a situation or a connection that is at a distance or that has gone through a feeling of distance recently or as of now. But I feel like with the Hierophant showing up over here, this is a sense of really being more so intentional, especially when it comes to being able to approach things by a certain way of doing things. I feel like with the Hierophant, there is also a sense of being more intentional, and I feel like that's how this person feels within the situation with you. And I do feel like with the Hierophant card showing up over here, that there's also the sense of wanting to be able to have some commitments within anything that you're doing with this person. Do you feel like with the Hierophant, it's not a casual energy, but I feel like there's a sense of wanting to have something more solid, something more committed. And I do feel like this person is at that place with you as far as themselves and where they stand. But we have the Four of Cups showing up in the reverse, and with this Four of Cups showing up in the reverse, I do feel like there could have been a period where things may have been less than satisfying within a connection, especially on an emotional level. That could be because of the distance. I also feel like there could have even been a sense of stagnancy within this connection. With the Four of Cups showing up in the reverse, I feel like there is an end to that, or there is also some actual action being taken with regards to actually doing something about that within this connection. I do feel like with the Four of Cups showing up in the reverse, that there's also a sense of being able to really experience a feeling of feeling inspired by this connection. I do feel like there may have been some times where things may have felt like they were kind of dull. Things weren't moving. But with the card showing up in the reverse, I do feel like there is a sense of also regaining some energy within this connection for you with this person. I do feel like there is a sense of satisfaction, especially when it comes to this person showing up in a more mature way, with that Hierophant showing up over here. With the Three of Pentacles showing up over here, I do feel like there is also a very strong sense of being able to work together within this connection. So I do feel like when it comes to taking action and being able to make things work, it's because of a mutual effort. And I do feel like when it comes to mutual effort in this connection, it also shows a sense of reciprocity and also a sense of mutually valuing the connection. And I feel like when it comes to the actions being taken and actions being put into this connection, it is coming in from a place where the actions are matching. I do feel like it is reciprocated. I also feel like there is a strong sense of working together. Do you feel like this person wants to work with you, and they also in a space where they are, I feel, taking action towards your connection. So I'm going to clarify these cards. We have the Judgment card under this Hierophant card. We have the Hermit, and it's in the reverse. And we have the Nine of Wands. So with the Hermit card, we do have Virgo energy. We also have Scorpio energy with this Judgment card. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands showing up at the bottom of the deck. I do feel like this may have been a waiting period within this connection, but I do feel like there is a sense of not being content within the waiting and wanting to be able to experience more and get more out of this connection. I also feel like there's a lot of faith within this connection and where things can lead and where things will lead. So I do feel like there's also mutual way of looking at things within this connection. With the Three of Wands, this is an energy of being able to experience harvest season when it comes to this connection. I feel like even when it comes to being in a space where things felt delayed, stagnant, stuck, or it may have felt like a waiting period. But I do feel like with the Three of Wands showing up over here, this is that end to that waiting period. And I feel like there's a very hopeful energy with that Star card showing up at the bottom of the deck. And we have the Judgment card showing up underneath this Hierophant card. So I definitely feel like this person is really gaining more perspective, and I feel like it's putting them in a space where they're showing up more mature toward their connection. I feel like there is also a lot of growth and learning and understanding within this connection, and it's reflected in how this person is showing up. With the Judgment card showing up underneath the Hierophant, I also feel like there is a strong sense of being in a decisive space and also leaning on discernment for this person. So I do feel like they're in a space where they're very decisive within this connection, even when they're showing up in a way that is more intentional. I feel like that's as a result of having been able to come to this space of being able to really either alter the way in which they're looking at things, but also when it comes to looking at the future, I do feel like they're taking that more seriously. With the Judgment card showing up over here, I do feel like there's a lot that this person is also considering when it comes to learning lessons. We have the Hermit card showing up in the reverse. So the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, I do feel like this is an energy of getting out of isolation. So I do feel like with that Four of Cups, this also kind of feels like being able to get out of that sense of stagnation, whether it is on an emotional level within this connection. But I do feel like there is a sense of also being more open, and I also feel like there's more open experiences when it comes to being able to either socialize, let other people in. I do feel like there's this sense of feeling a lighter energy when it comes to being able to interact with others, and I feel like it's a social time. But with the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, I also feel like when it comes to being alone and even isolated times, I feel like it's not doing it for you anymore. And I feel like right now is the perfect time to be able to embrace being able to actually move into where this connection is leading with this Three of Wands. I do feel like there's growth, there is expansion, and I feel like it's something that is also felt by the person you're dealing with, and I feel like it's also something that you're also open to within a connection. With the Nine of Wands showing up underneath the Three of Pentacles, I am getting a pretty guarded energy, but with this Nine of Wands, I do feel like there is a sense of self-protection within a connection, and I do feel like it is also kind of a survival mode. Being in survival mode is like a defense mechanism within a connection. I feel like based upon past experiences, there's a desire to self-protect when coming into a connection and even when taking action. And I do feel like there is a sense of doing something in spite of feeling a little bit hesitant or afraid. So I do feel like there's a very brave energy, but I do feel like there's action being taken within this connection. So I'm going to clarify these cards. So we have the Wedding card, and we have This Could Be the One. And we have Give Your Relationship a Chance. So with this Wedding card, I'm getting it pertaining to that Hierophant. There is a sense of taking the idea of commitment more seriously. I do feel like there's also this more mature way of looking at commitment and this connection. And also when it comes to really establishing where things stand within a connection, where this person stands, where you stand, I do feel like there is a sense of also becoming more decisive on this person's part. I do feel like when it comes to that Hierophant and even this wedding card, that they are viewing you in a way that lines up with the ideal partner for entering into a more solid commitment. And I also feel as though moving your connection to the next level is something that is weighing very heavily on this person, is something they have considered. I also feel like when it comes to the way you feel about this person, the feeling is quite mutual. I do feel like with the Star card at the bottom of the deck, that it is a deeply meaningful and also very deeply felt kind of connection that you have with this person. I do feel like when it comes to the Hermit card showing up in the reverse, that even in times of isolation or times where you're apart, you are in a space where you remember this person. I do feel like that is also a testament to just how strong this connection is. I do feel like there is a sense of having a connection with this person where you could be seeing this person as the one. I do feel like there's also a sense that this person is mirroring that energy and also seeing certain ideals of certain things about you and characteristics and traits about you that fit this person's ideal partner when it comes to things like marriage or a partnership or even just being able to collaborate with. I also feel like there's just really great energy when it comes to working with this person. So I do feel like there is also a very successful energy when it comes to getting through any kind of challenges that may come up throughout the course of this connection. And also feel like there's just a very strong and promising energy with that Nine of Wands for overcoming any kind of difficulties or obstacles that can come up in this connection. But I do feel like on a personal level there's a sense of being very decisive and making a decision. With that Three of Wands, I also feel like there's a sense of viewing your connection as one with a lot of growth and expansion for the future. So I do feel like there is this sense that this connection is going somewhere. And I do feel like there's also a sense that there's a very good chance of being able to work things out within your connection. With give your relationship a chance of getting this pertaining to a Three of Pentacles, and that is working energy and being able to work things out. So I do feel like there is also a sense of being in a space of wanting to fight for a connection. So I do feel like even when it comes to any kind of challenges or obstacles, being able to get through that is something I'm getting as a possibility with this Nine of Wands, as well as with this Three of Pentacles showing up over here. I do feel like this person wants to work with you. I do also feel like this person wants you to give them a chance. And I do also feel like your connection is one that is very strong. I feel like even when you are apart, it's something that still is going to leave an impact on you and this person for a long time. So those are the messages I'm getting with these cards for you, Sagittarius, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, Sagittarius.